Like, it's 45 miles. Oh, good.
Working on other items. Hey, we're getting professional here. We got the mic and everything.
I'm working with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Lori. How are you today? Just above average.
The United States now has yet another problem when it comes to our because things are going full circle. Russia is now providing to us with missiles, rockets, and bombs used against the United States. All dates back to before the war in Ukraine started. Russia started working with Iran. Iran had these I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but there's a big scandal on a Penn State University.
There's probably on Gary Street, you want to read anything that's R1. On the first floor.
I'll grab one for you.
Or I'll grab one for.
Would we move the store like that, then I have to kick it.
Attorney General Mike Eldridge says,
Hi.
on your screen is a college football team best historical match of all time against another conference.
Positive, right?
Okay, guys,
Yeah, I guess.
What's the?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Yeah, dark and I have ours.
Is it capitalized or capitalized?
I'm almost sending you.
How you feeling? Good. How's the? Good.
Bobby,
We'll be able to call you Scarface.
You can't shake it up, it took all the sand off the bottom now. If you let it sand, it's more of it. Let's go.
Not too bad. Pulling out the river.
Hold on over the faucet.
As long as you're seeing, Roger.
Sure.
See all the sand? Everything, we always do it 40 feet and.
Yeah, that's all we need.
You can't make the calories.
Is that gold?
Huh?
Gold. Cash going into the place on water lines.
That copper line goes down my fault. That was the same problem, you got copper. So it is needed. We're just down in the swamp. And what we were trying to. Got to be the main contact. With so many other people.
You get one of the main places.
Yeah, right.
It should settle back out.
You got 100 pound pressure in my house.
That's why.
No need that, like I was on about 25 pounds a week.
Sure. A lot of your faucets only read the grade 5.
So we took the generator off of that. And you fix the thing. You know, it's plugged in there and actually clean it. And the third one was your shower after hot water, after cold water.
Exfoliation.
Huh?
Exfoliation.
Pay extra for that.
You get sand in the water, that's critical.
And bring things on it, I don't use it.
Hey, it might take.
They don't charge extra.
No, but put chicken pounds back on it there. Yeah, he does weigh a little.
Well, wait. Okay, I just didn't know. Okay, gotcha. Glad you could listen.
No, I just.
No, it's not down in Central.
Yeah.
You are looking at it the right way. You can see the.
Which things are, but that's not.
Well, one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm glad I'm not. Right now.
I've already been.
It's less. Yeah, you got it.
That's probably more than
I was checking that out.
I didn't know they wanted to be interfering.
Okay, 2020.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
Hey, Lee, how you doing?
I'm doing
Good to see you.
good to be here.
my wife was when people on the thing.
This is what we think. This is the it's not.
I got it.
Eric, how you doing?
Suffer comfortably, you.
That's your boy.
That's my oldest.
Say hi, bring it.
Say hi.
That'll keep it from
I you.
me.
I haven't seen you in like forever.
You need to start coming to Orleans, see me every 2 weeks.
He does that.
Present. Marilyn. Sure. Yep. Russ. Here. Chris.
I am here.
Now number 4, approved agenda for August 18th, 2026. Second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? Being on the roll call, Aaron. Aye. Marilyn.
Aye.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Aye.
Is your device on there? Recording? Is here, yeah. Lights on. All right, number 5, public comment. Come on up, one at a time, please.
That was show and tell. We should pass this amongst all the members, and then when you're done, shake it and pass it again. I'm Tracy Wilson, I live at 219 West Huron in Missouri Valley, Iowa. When they had the break on Erie Street and First Street, the day after we started getting sand in our water system. It's closed every aerator in the house. We've ended up taking the one off the kitchen because I got tired of unplugging. Yeah, took this out this morning. You take a shower and half the shower plugged up, so you get it, so you get too hot, too much hot water, too much cold water, so you gotta take it off and clean it. I called this, when I paid the water bill, the girl said, you need to call a plumber, and I said, it's not my problem. And when Marshall has the same problem, Anita Walsh has the same problem, we're all on the same line. So I called the water company, and they said, well, it'll clear out, but it's been 3 weeks and it hasn't cleared out. I don't know what you can do about it.
What do you think, Eric?
You have a softener?
Yeah,
You have
that's
water?
after the softener.
That would be resin beads right there in the bottom.
Huh?
Those are resin beads.
It's sand.
It's resin.
Because the one that's not on the softener looks as bad.
I think your regen and pulled your beads into your service line. Sorry, sir.
So with this, would you guys mind at least going and checking?
Yeah, absolutely.
But if it was me, it could be my softener, but if it's other people in my neighborhood, it can't be the softener.
Well, if it got pulled out of your software, it can get pulled into the line. But
And which main tank was this associated with?
You're talking about the first in Erie? Right there.
Right in front of Gypsy Joe's, that's what he said.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know this gentleman. We got his name, we got his address. You have that information?
219.
Okay.
Anyone else?
West Huron.
Jeannie?
Good evening, Council. Jeannie Wortman with the Missouri Valley Chamber. The floral planter that sits at the southeast corner of 6th Street was hit by a vehicle last Thursday night. Probably a truck where came across a corner and knocked into it, it moved it aside, it knocked the corner off of it, it's broke, so it needs to be replaced. We also have the planter that's at the corner of WCB that has a couple of cracks in it, and it really needs to be replaced also. So those planters were purchased with a grant plus funding from the chamber back in 2022. And so the chamber at that time, after they were planted, filled with dirt, plants, yada, yada, we donated them to this city. So when I checked with Bowman up in Denison, which is where we received them from, The replacement cost for those now, for two of them, I just had that paper. For two of them, the quote that they gave me today was for two of them at $642.10 each. It's $1,284.20, $175 for the shipping. So a total of $1,459.20 for those two planters. Of course, there'd have to be dirt put back into them, and then we'll probably just move right into the fall display versus putting the spring and summer flowers back into them. So, maybe we can strike a deal. Maybe the city pays for half and the chamber pays for half, since they were actually donated back to the city. I know that your insurance deductible is higher than what this cost is, so that's not going to apply to it. So,
I have to ask this question. Do we have any way of knowing what hit it, who hit it, so we can?
it was in the middle of the night.
No cameras
No
anywhere.
cameras.
Okay.
Cobar
There's
Court
no
doesn't
way.
have any exterior cameras.
I think Mayor Joe checked.
They don't.
Yeah.
And you don't have any issue?
I don't report.
Yeah, and the police were called, so they did take a report on it.
Was that the Jimmy King grant that covered half the expense of
No,
those?
it wasn't Jimmy King, I think it was, the other Harrison County, grant that there is. I can check that as to which grant it was in particular, if that's necessary.
Yeah.
Does the chamber have any type of insurance on those, or was the deductible on that?
No, the chamber has no insurance on those, they were donated to the city.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't carry insurance on.
So being as a donation, it would only be our insurance.
Correct. Yeah. So it's something that you could think about, you can put it on the agenda, for next time, it's not an urgent thing, but yeah, it's something that will need to be done.
So, another question, on the corner that got broke, is the dirt completely out? I mean, is it unusable at the moment?
No, it's usable, there's still flowers in it,
Okay.
but it was pushed, it was moved, we had to have the city crew guys came and they pushed it back to where it should be.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, it's
So it's not,
it's a mess.
it's not a priority and it's not a public safety issue at the moment?
That's correct.
Okay.
And the plaques that were put on it, like Hennessy, Funeral Home plaque was put on that, they helped also donate towards it.
Okay.
So the plaques that are on those two planters will be removed and put onto the new ones once we get them, so that's no loss.
Okay, and then when you say we, are you guys going to handle that part of it? Or is that an extra cost as well?
The plaques,
Yes,
there's no cost to that, they just have to be unscrewed and put on into a new planter.
so sometimes they do those things, so,
Yeah, no, these were manually screwed in. So,
okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Can you share the bids with Terry and with City Hall?
Oh, sure. Yep, I just got it this afternoon, so, okay, alrighty. And then the Mo Valley Rally is just a few weeks away, and I'd like to ask that there are no camping signs be put up along the north fence of the park area, because that's a space where the dogs set up their pool, and the dock. And they've done that for the last 4 or 5 years, however many years we've had them coming. And they will arrive on Friday, September the 11th, which is normal. They always arrive on that Friday to do the setup. And then also the fire department fills the pool that day. So I will be reminding the fire department about that. They like to have it filled by late morning if possible, depending on the availability of our fire department. And so that's the only restriction that we're asking for on the parking is just on that very north fence line. So the camping that's west of the Hawk Building, that will still be available. And then on the west side, the south side of the park, that's available for campers too. So we're just asking for that one area.
Okay, is that, I'm sorry, for the council, do we need to vote on that, or it just, the city hall will tell Rich and handle that, or?
Yeah, Rich will take care of that.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
that mean I have to make him extra oatmeal cookies?
Just like the rates.
Yeah, no, it's- yeah, okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gene.
And then as a reminder that the mayor and the council are invited to the ribbon cutting ceremonies tomorrow, Wednesday, August the 19th, 5 p.m. at the Can't Pass It Up consignment store. That's at 403 East Erie. And also a thank you to those that made it last night to Little Ruse for their ribbon cutting. So I appreciate that support coming from me. I wasn't able to attend, but I know that several of you were there, so thank you for doing that. And then also, if you plan to volunteer on September the 4th for the military appreciation event before the football game, by helping to unfurl this huge flag that's been donated to us for use that night by Woodland Life onto the football field, please let the school know. You can either call or email your names in. So contact person is Megan West. Her phone number is 712-642-2706, extension 1. And her email is M as in Mary, West at moValley.csd.org. So the flyer, that's probably the easiest, the flyers that are out there look like it's exclusive to veteran families, military and veteran families. That is not the case. So anyone that's age 18 or older can participate in this. They're going to need approximately 100 volunteers for this flag. As I stated before, this flag is as wide as this room is, and it goes as long as the doorway to the kitchen. It's a big flag, so it needs lots of people. So arrival time for those volunteers needs to be at 5:30 that night for a practice run, so that we know how to successfully carry it out onto the field, and then also get it back off of the field after the Star Spangled Banner is played, and then the information that they're going to announce that night to honor some of the military people in the area. And there is a time constraint because their football game does need to start at 7 o'clock. So just keep that in mind. So they do need lots of people. So let people know that it's not exclusive to military. Okay, and then the last thing I want to say is that a reminder that tomorrow night is the meeting that's right here at the Rand Center where the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers are meeting. It's a public meeting tomorrow night, and the doors are going to open at 6:30 here. The program will run from 7 until 8 o'clock. I would expect there to be a really large turnout and TV cameras to be here. So it's a meeting that's of deep interest to our community and this particular area. So keep that in mind, and I would hope that our council would be interested in that information also. Any questions?
Jeannie, again, in the last 3 months, how many new businesses have been added in Missouri Valley?
Well, we've had Chiliscal, Little Ruse, and now Can't Pass It Up.
And within the last year, off the top of your head?
There hasn't been a ton of them
Right.
in the last year. So these 3 right in a row are,
We lost a couple as well.
we've lost a couple. So the Can't Pass It Up is currently in the building where Outlaws and Wildflowers was at. She has moved her product down to the Before Earth vape store. So it's not that we've totally lost them, it just combined her businesses down there. So that's a positive thing. And we haven't totally lost Rise and Grind Coffee Company because they now have their food trailer too, which I see a lot of activity at. So I'm pleased to see that people are still supporting them too. So, yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Dean.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Gene.
Anyone else? Bill?
I'm just gonna be real quick. Good evening, I'm Marilyn J. Menser. I'm running for Iowa House, and I have been visiting different city councils in my district both Potawatomi and Harrison County to share information about the different points that I'm highlighting in my campaign. But for you, because you are having the USACE meeting tomorrow, I wanted to bring some information. I think all of you know that that has been a very important topic in my campaign, water issues. So just a little information, so you have some things that maybe you can ask for some thoughtful questions for tomorrow. And this is actually the map that the Army Corps put out last year, okay? And they will probably use a map similar to this tomorrow. I want to turn it upside down so you can get a better idea of how it looks in relationship to Missouri Valley. So this is a missile base here. And you can see that the red wells are starting to do what? Slowly move. So this is really important for our city council to be at this meeting tomorrow.
So what are the red wells? Those represent
They
positive
represent,
tests? How-
well, even some of the green ones have positive tests, Roger. But the red ones are over 5 parts per billion.
Okay, that's what.
So some of these wells, I'll give you some idea of the numbers. This one has 2 wells, this red dot. So 5 parts per billion is the highest that well should be to be safe, according to the state of Iowa. And these 2 tests are averaging 57 on one well and 77 on the other well. Okay? And their numbers since 2020, because the landowner just sent it to me just for the shop alone. In 2020, it started at 76, 65, 68, 48, 64, 64, 43, 53, 44, 44, 63, 66, 46, 47, 77, 68, 73, 78, 69, 76, 71. So it's not going down.
Thank you.
I will also share with you, because I think it's important to know that the electroid that they're using
Can I see the
in one of their tests, they are seeing results on that. One of them went down, let me look at it. The range was 24% in less than a year's time. Yeah, because of one of the tests they were running, but we're pushing for a RAD, Restoration Advisory Board for the community, which I know some of you may be aware of, some of you may not, and hopefully we can talk about it more tomorrow night. But they're running 3 tests right now to decide what is the best way to restore the aquifer. I don't think they'll ever totally be able to get rid of the TCE. But some of it comes down to finances, and I do know that Black Code, that is, I got my information from the library, is the most expensive way to remediate it. So,
Your time.
okay.
I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
I just want to comment
appreciate
that
it.
that
Bye-bye.
well is separate from our wells.
Yeah, those
So just
Anyone else?
Hey, Marilyn, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
Oh, I left my papers, I'm sorry.
I'm Bonnie Davis, and I live at 1019 Longview Road. I think we need to put get an ordinance for these e-bikes and for these electric scooters. They're going up and down our road. They don't have helmets. They don't have reflectors on their bikes or scooters, and they don't have any reflector vests on. And they're not paying attention as to where the traffic is going. They don't look before they make any turns or stop at stop signs. My husband was turning into the hospital, and a scooter come down and didn't look for the traffic, And he was afraid that the scooter was going to end up in his car. Well, the kid did get stopped, but it's a very dangerous thing that can happen. And I think that, and a lot of that's been happening downtown and on the streets that come down to, I don't know what it is, up the street up from 6th Erie. And I also think that the sidewalks, the e-bikes, and the scooters should not be allowed to go on Erie Street on the sidewalks.
We actually, we're working on an ordinance now. I actually printed one off
Oh, did you?
that the city of Atlantic passed to give to everybody, just a template and work on it.
Yeah, this is a nationwide problem. Everybody's having problems with this and instituting ordinances to try to regulate it.
And just to add on top of that, Aaron and I, we've been tag teaming on this specific subject as well. Yes, and we've been working behind the scenes trying to figure this out, because at the end of the day, where do the kids have to go as well? But we have to make sure everyone is safe. So there's so many things, so many dynamics we have to figure out. And then if we do make an ordinance, okay, how do the officers, how are they going to be able to I don't know,
Enforce it,
right?
And
Sorry,
I
I'm
mean,
not support here. So there's a lot of dynamics around this, and we want to make sure that we can get it still, those kids can still have an area where they can still ride as well.
Just as long as it's safe.
Yes, yep.
and it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to check with legal to see about, like, in certain cases, holding parents responsible for the actions of their children.
That's, okay.
Lonnie,
We're looking.
thanks for bringing that up. There's been a lot of people that have brought this to our attention, and we definitely are going to be doing something about it.
I wouldn't mind seeing something even at the school level, maybe in their health or PE class, they could do a short course on the
Safety.
e-bike, e-scooter safety.
Yep.
I think that'd go a long way as well.
And that's another thing too that we're looking at outside of the ordinances, safety classes, maybe possibly get some grants or these other foundations coming in and help educate as well. So again, we're looking at a huge, it's a big dynamic piece that we're looking at. So hopefully that makes sense for you.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
You gotta wait, Carol. You gotta wait, Carol.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
I
Carol.
promise I'll be very quick.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm Chris Franks. My husband and I recently acquired a property at 108 East Huron, here in Missouri Valley. And we are only here to confirm that that residential property is not going to be included in the rezoning area from residential to commercial. We have been in discussions with John Harrison and also your city attorney, and we're here just to confirm that that property will be excluded from that rezoning.
I would have to do it first.
I did not bring that paperwork.
Only on the Erie. It should be in your packet, Chris.
John, do you want to
Yes,
say?
all the addresses.
It has
Are
a list.
you John?
So, following that email string between, I believe, some legal counsel from yours and our city attorney and city administrator, the property was removed from that list.
Okay, great. We were just here.
And their packets were updated.
So is that the one that's crossed out?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question on that tonight. So that's your property?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'll remove my.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Chris Franks.
Chris Franks?
Franks.
Yes.
Okay, this packet was on our website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, if you go to our website under the agendas, this packet has that information, and Russ, you saw it crossed out.
So it's crossed out. I mean, it probably should be updated instead of just crossed out.
Okay, so at least have that documentation for you.
Perfect, thank you.
And John did update that.
It's just been updated.
When I sent it out in the packets, I didn't have it.
That's okay.
Okay, no worries.
I did not update the website. I did respond to the email. So,
Okay, perfect, thank you so much.
But at least it's out there so you can grab it.
Great.
Carol? Saving the best for last, right, Carol?
I like to hear that. There was no agenda, so I came too late, so I just am attending because I like to attend, but, it's hunting season and Casey Sisson, has elk permit, which you only get every 8 to 9 years. It's a big thing, so he's leaving next Wednesday and I'll be back in about 4 weeks, just to let you know. And that's.
So what you're saying is that's, you're referencing this because of the property?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was no copies of the agenda, so I don't know what's on, so I just thought I'd better come in at this part and bring that up. So I was just here, just attending in general.
Tonight is just a motion for a decision to approve the selling of the property, so. Setting a public hearing to approve the property. So
And that's on September 1st. Will he be on?
he'll be-
Yeah, he's leaving the 24th of August and coming back the 24th of September.
Oh,
It's, you wait 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
And they're 20 to 40,000. Depending on, what kind of animal you get, so.
that helped, it tastes pretty good.
It's actually the head, not the.
Yeah.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks.
Say thanks, Carol.
Anyone else? Rebecca?
I'm Rebecca Wilkerson, Harrison County Supervisor, and I'm just here to kind of just let you guys know I'm accessible, let the public know, that I'm accessible anytime they have questions or comments. A few things that are coming up with the county, the data centers are on our agenda as far as we're looking at doing a moratorium, mostly because we need, I feel like, and I think the other supervisors do too, we need to do a lot more research before we just start letting them come in. There's people on the right say one thing, people on the left say one thing. Let's find common ground in the middle. But I also want to hear from the people, because even if we do end up allowing data centers or don't allow data centers, whatever, it's what the people want. The people have to understand though that if we don't allow data centers, are we passing up possible tax base? But we need the facts first, before we make this, before we make those decisions. And then something else that someone has brought up recently is flop cameras. That's something we need to start looking at. Are we gonna allow them? How do you feel about those? Can we not allow them? That's what I'm looking into is they would if they're in the county right away. But those are just a couple of the things that are on our radar that we're looking at. I'd like to hear from people. I can talk to people all day. I love for people, not just the city council, but the public. My phone is on all the time. I never shut it off. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just waiting for you to be done.
Oh, okay.
I have questions, but
Okay.
I'll wait for you done.
And so I just want to be accessible to people, and they can ask me questions, call me, email me, whatever. And then I'm also here because of your zoning deal, because I know I have nothing to do with it as far as it's your city council, but I am a supervisor of the county, so it doesn't affect the county as a whole. But that and the biggest reason I want to be here is because I want to be accessible to people, because I work for you guys too.
Appreciate it.
So, I got a question. So the data centers, is that actually coming in, or is this just a possibility getting ready?
It's a possibility getting ready. We do have one. There was a small one out by Little Lake, by an REC substation.
Is that a data center or is that a data mining?
It is actually a Bitcoin mining.
Okay, that's completely different. That's night and day different.
Yeah, I know. I was informed.
Data
that.
centers that actually impacts the environment and your electricity bill, and it doesn't require very many people to be employed.
Right.
A data mining, that is a personal level. This right here, I can put data mining on this, okay? Now, building a little building to do it, just means they got bigger computers and stuff. That does not impact the environment as a whole. The sound, I saw this online, whether by Woodbine or something. The sound, all it is fans to cool it off. Again, it doesn't impact the environment like a data center. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Data mining, data center, you cannot put those two in the same category.
Right, our moratorium is on data centers.
Okay,
If we do it, I don't know yet. We're trying to do more, research before we make the decision. I mean, it's a huge decision. It's a huge thing. And
Has the county been approached by anybody in particular about constructing a data center, or any locations been thrown out there?
I have not, I can't speak for the other two. I have not been approached. That one is already out there by Woodbine. It's a Bitcoin mining center. They do not use water.
you guys cannot do anything about that either. As a county, against the law, they can do that. That's private property.
Well, we had to rezone. We had to do the zoning.
Okay,
We had to approve the zoning. That's the only thing we can do, is whether or not to approve the zoning or not. And they don't, that one doesn't use water, but it does use 5 megawatts of power, which the whole city would find.
yeah, the cooling system. Yep.
But that's what we want to look into, and what the proposed moratorium says, not until October 1st, or until we get ordinances in place. Because we don't have any ordinances regarding data centers. And so if they come in, if we let them come in, they can just pretty much do what they want if you don't have ordinances already in place. So that's what the moratorium will say, either October 1st or until we get our ordinances updated. If we get our ordinance updated, then we might allow them. But I also have been telling people, I personally want to hear from the people. You know, it's, I'm not talking just, 2 or 3 people don't want it, then we're not gonna do it. I'm talking about the people in general across the whole county. If they're okay with it, okay. I mean, it is a tax base. You have to consider, I mean, you guys know that. It's a tax base that could help your people, but I just want to get to where we find the facts in the middle, not the fear on either side.
Okay, one more question for you, okay? And I understand they only have 3 minutes, but since we're having a conversation back and forth, that takes time away from the Roger, okay? So one more question for you, and I've been looking at this, trying to be proactive. If there's a bill coming down that where 65-year-olds own their home, then they don't have to pay property taxes, right? How do we, how do we take care of that as a city, as a county, right?
Are you asking how we offset that?
Basically, how do we offset that? Now, one of the solutions I looked at, Nebraska does this, okay? They added restaurant tax, so that city could do that. Well, the Iowa State Code does not allow that at all. So is that something at a county that we can go back to the state to see if we can get rid of that? And so we could possibly do a restaurant tax, right? Maybe an extra $1 or 1% or something, 2%, whatever it is. So that would help prevent us from raising our property taxes to offset those property taxes that we may be losing. Is that something that's
It's something I'd have to research it. We'd have to research it.
okay? Perfect. Are you going to be here this whole time?
I'm gonna stay for a little while.
Because I would like to have your contact information.
Yes, I'll get your card. I got one.
Thank you.
Actually, I got one right here.
Anyone else?
Carol, you're up.
I forgot
Again?
something. I'm sorry.
You know how there were no cameras with genies? Casey, if you go in his office, he has 14 different cameras, and they're on this big television, all the pictures. I don't know if you know, but last year, some people were trying to steal a bunch of our roofing supplies. Thank goodness the police caught them, but he's gonna be gone, but he's got 14 cameras shooting everywhere, so he accesses that from his phone, so He'll be protected even if he's gone, just so you know.
Thanks, Carol.
Actually, not you,
Yeah,
somebody else
we got
reading
you.
the minutes.
Anyone else? All right, number 6. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move consent agenda. I'll second.
Got a motion from Sherm, a second from Aaron. Any comments on the consent agenda? No. Sounds like mine was pretty good.
Get some feedback.
Any discussion on the consent agenda? Being none, roll call. Aaron?
Aye.
Marilyn?
Aye.
Sherm?
Yes.
Russ?
Yes.
Chris?
Aye.
Okay. Number 7, fire update. Motion to approve the appointment of Andrew Edwards as volunteer firefighter as recommended by the fire chief.
Evening, council.
You're not the chief. Well, he is.
Yes, we got Andrew here, doing an application, extensive background, as priors, which I did, so he put an application in, want to help us out, whatnot, so any questions you have for him?
So he's not really telling the whole story. AJ, he has military background, fire background in the military, and his wife actually works with us in the office too, so.
Well, my question is, when you live in Crescent, so
That was the question I had.
how are you gonna help us?
Well, as an example today, I provided assistance at the station. I'm a full-time college student right now at Iowa Western, completing my agribusiness degree. So in my off time, I'll be up here helping out as much as I can. It takes me roughly 10 minutes driving the speed limit to make it here from my house in Crescent. So it's well within the response time.
Okay.
And may I add, he's a retired military as well, so.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You're getting involved with the American Legion too, right?
Yes, I am the current commander of the American Legion. That happened last month, right? Yeah.
And not only that, one more thing is, I think you guys are trying to find a place up here too to be closer, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
we will be within the next year.
Yeah.
So that's what we plan to move into the district this way. I'm well within, the area, able to provide greater support.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of. Andrew
I will
Edwards.
second that one.
Okay, any further discussion on that? Roll call. Aaron?
Aye.
Marilyn?
Aye.
Sherm?
Yes.
Russ?
Yes.
Chris?
Aye.
Motion passes. E, motion to approve EMT class for Cameron Walden and Andrew Edwards.
Thank you, AJ.
Yes, we originally gave you guys a list of 3 people. I was curious what exactly happened with Sean Cooksey, that was also on the list for EMT class.
I've never received anything about Sean Cooksey. Terry forwarded an email from Cameron, and Andrew came in and talked about it. But I didn't know anything about Sean. Who did he request it from, or did Angel?
So that,
Email was sent to Terry
July 4th?
July 4th, and the names are Sean Cooksey, sorry, Cameron Waldron and Kaylin Coles. That's the original 3, according to the email that was sent to the city administrator.
But our motion here is to approve Cameron Walden and Andrew.
No, motion's just Cameron and Andrew, correct? Is that what you said? Okay, I misheard.
So
Is Cameron already active on the department?
Yeah, Cameron's been on for over a year now. He's a full member and such. We sent him through Firewall class already.
Well, I need a motion to approve Cameron and Andrew.
So I want a discussion before before we.
Let's have the motion. And then we can discuss.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second, somebody?
Yep.
Motion from Aaron, second from Sherman. Now.
Okay. So, one of the things that the city does is they pay for, we vote, they pay for EMT class for volunteer firemen. Now, they sign a 2-year contract, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the research I had to do since last Saturday. They sign a 2-year contract if they fail to stay on the fire department. If they fail to pass the EMT class, then they would have to pay the city back. Now, the class is approximately $1,500. My question is that have we ever collected that $1,500 back from other volunteer firemen that never passed? Okay, so I asked Lori at the very end of the day today for this data. And so she's going to work on that for us, okay? Now, one of the solutions that I have for this is that the volunteer firemen, they pay for that up front themselves, okay? And Mike and I, we've been talking behind the scenes on some other options, but they pay for it themselves, and then the city can reimburse them when they pass their first year. Maybe we reimburse them half that second year. Then we reimburse them for the rest of that back half. Okay. That way, we are not out of that money up front. So I'm trying to protect the city from losing more money. Okay. Now, with that conversation, with that idea, working with the Smileys and Fender here, coming up with some possible solutions. Now, I'm trying not to steal your thunder. So the Fire Association had an emergency meeting last night. And please let me know, was it approved or not approved?
Yes, so we had an emergency meeting and it was approved.
Okay, so they approved that the Fire Association would upfront the cost for the volunteer fire department for the EMT class. But with that, if they pass the EMT class, they're asking that the city reimburse them before the 1 year or the 2 year is up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The association would request the city reimburse.
Can you talk to Mike?
The association would request reimbursement as soon as they pass and complete NREMT and they get the certificate.
So the question for the council, my question for the council is, do we let them get a year in, then we pay for half, 2 years, then we reimburse them? Or does the city reimburse them after they pass the EMT class? And then if they don't follow through for the next 2 years, then what do we do? Do we go after the individual, or do we just go back to the fire association to get our money back? Again, I'm saying this to help protect, the taxpayers here.
Correct.
But at the same time, it's a solution that we can still help the fire department.
Well, I certainly don't want to discourage anybody from taking
And-
the
and-
That's definitely not what we want.
Right.
But if that's something that's good with you guys, as far as you pay it up front.
Right, so obviously there was a dilemma with this, with late enrollment and stuff, because so this will streamline that process to allow us to get people into that classes sooner without trying to get on the agenda without trying to get approval. And then we can make this happen quicker. The only thing that we would ask is upon completion of the course and getting certified, the city reimburses the association the cost of fines.
What was the member vote in the association? Was it unanimous or was
Yes.
it pretty close?
It was unanimous.
It was, okay. I don't have a problem with that.
I have no problem with that at all. No.
I don't know if that's something we can vote on because it's not on the agenda.
I mean, they've already decided that that's what they're gonna do. What have we been doing? We've just been paying for it, right?
We've been paying for it up front.
Right. So
And we actually have had people not pass the EMT. And so that's why I've requested today, with Lori, did we ever get our money back?
well, go ahead.
As
'cause
president
You've been
of
on
the
there for a long
association,
time.
we went through it, so no, the reason we had the emergency meeting is.
Bob, you want to step up to the mic, please?
As president of our fire association, we had all emergency meetings, we heard through the grapevine, the council was not going to approve getting these EMTs into class. So we had to make an emergency decision so we can benefit the department, benefit citizens. We are short on EMTs right now on the fire department. And they were already registered and the class already started before tonight. So if the city didn't do it, we had to have some kind of contingency plan to pay for their EMT. And in the past 30 years I've been on the fire department, the city's always covered the EMT. We've never asked the EMTs up front, hey, pay us $1,500 up front, and that they've been under that contract. And I don't see why we should change it, because we're going to discourage them on that.
I feel that way too. If they got to foot the money up front, I think that will.
We've never had any trouble that way.
We've had a few that have failed in the city, they reversed the city under the contract, what the EMT signed when they go to class and all with the city. And what the city has done with it after that, we don't know that on the city side. We don't know if they went after them or not.
Yeah, and just so you're aware, I don't know that there was ever any discussion about it being pulled in or whatever like that. This is our business meeting now. So.
So from what you just said, is there still time for these two to get into this class?
They're currently enrolled.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's came out of this is actually, I think, positive, honestly. So I like the idea that you guys paid up front, and it just gives you a little skin in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. Are they still going to be required to sign the agreement that they get here?
Yes, the contract will remain, it will be signed. We are going to add another contingency in place that if the association does pay for the classes and stuff, they will be ineligible to apply for the paid staff position for 2 years.
Mike, what's the length of the EMT class for certification?
It is, the hybrid course is about 5 months.
5 months.
Andrew, what's your class?
Same, December 11th is graduation.
So
explain to me in third grade, you're basically saying we would have paid staff, and then we'd have a couple guys or more.
So-
Possibly.
So the reason the pay staff's brought up is the volunteers, if they're EMTs and they get hired on the paid staff,
Yeah.
they're ineligible to run EMS on the floor. If we pay for the class and they join the paid staff, we lose that EMT, that doesn't.
So now you would have.
Correct, for at least 2 years.
Okay.
And that 2 years would start when we do the reimbursement as the city.
No, it'd be when their association, once the class is completed, correct?
Correct, once the class is completed, that is the start date of the 2-year contract.
When they're issued the certificate. That's.
Yes.
And Brandon, while you're up here, a meeting or two ago, you brought forth Cal from up around the Woodbine area and said may have some interest in the paid EMT staff side.
Yeah, so that's Cameron Waldron's sister paid. 25 an hour. She was one hospital working as a paid EMT, which I haven't chatted with her since she was. I haven't talked with her since talking with you guys about it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. We'll call roll call.
Well, hold on.
Are we voting on them?
There's nothing really to vote on because they've already taken care of it.
We don't have to vote on this.
The fire association,
I think we still need to approve.
Because we have to do that eventually.
We need to approve this. Roll call, Aaron.
Aye.
Marilyn.
Aye.
Sheriff.
Yes.
Russ.
Yeah.
Chris. Chris. Is that a no or an abstention?
I'm still thinking, I'm sorry. This motion is too generic. I mean, we're approving EMT class for Cameron Walden and Andrew Everts, and they're already in the class. So I don't understand why we need to get involved on that.
So that's a no. Yes or no?
I'm just gonna say no.
Okay,
So,
motion passes. Thanks, guys.
hey, thanks, guys.
Will we vote on paying fire association back when they're completed?
Yeah, that part needs to be in there. But the solutions, those, what the fire association wants us to do is graduated, then the city reimburses them. Okay, if we reimburse the fire association, then what's the game plan? Let's say they do not go to the full 2 years. Do we go after the fire association or do we go to
That can be added to the
the
agenda.
other person? So these are items that I would like to get clarified on this. So,
Thanks, guys.
but-
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bring that up, Mike.
So that
It's the
was,
same as the admin. Anything else, Brandon?
yeah, so I got a continuance in the fire update, which would be the whole, was not on the agenda, but we had a walkthrough today on 8/18, that's right? Did I continue on? Okay. So this morning, roughly, it was probably about 10:30-ish. 12 o'clock. I got a random email, Sheamer Architect, that there was a Rogie General Contractor scheduled to be on site today, August 18th, weather permitting, to address those items previously identified as incomplete in your email. Rogie is planning to have someone from the fire department company with them to verify the correction of all listed deficiencies. So with that, I had not gotten a call or an email. So I had reached out to Eric with Rogie General Contractors. It was spoke about this morning at roughly 6:30 a.m. He had chatted with the architect on it. It was spoke about, but not set in stone. So he was kind of blindsided by it. So that was at 12:30 when I talked to Eric. Got all set in stone. I had emailed Terry, to let her know what was going on. I also chatted with the city gals. We got that all set up and such. We set it up for 3 o'clock today. It was me, Eric with Rogie General Contracting, and Skillman, council member.
Who was the original person that they talked to? Because they said they already had it set up. They already had a meeting set up, correct?
I think
That's what the email said.
Was that for
From what
last,
I,
Well,
was that for last Thursday?
I think Rogie Construction was having a managers meeting. And that
they
was,
said that they were gonna come to the department. So who did they speak with?
The only thing that this email got said, so I got a screenshot of this email that sent to fire chief. But the only thing on this email was from Bill Cooey, Huey, and it was sent straight to the city administrator. So nobody was contacted on the fire side except for Angel.
And that was through the city administrator. The architect or the contractors never contacted anybody within the department to set anything up for walkthrough or any meetings. Which is why I had Brandon reach out to Eric with the contractors to figure out what's going on. Because we were all at a loss when that email came out because nobody knew what was going on.
Did anybody hear from Rogie today? Did they show?
Yes, so Eric ended up being there. We ended up doing our walkthrough. So with that being stated, you guys remember I sent out a laundry list, gave you guys each a folder. checklist and such. So everything on that list got checked off, except for a couple of things. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 things that are out of order. Otherwise, everything else got fixed or replaced. There is 1, 2, 3. There's 5 things that are going to be a as is, where is, meaning since we had accepted ownership of the craftsmanship, that unless we do a change order, I don't know, that ceiling tile behind you. So if I don't like that, it is what it is. Otherwise, I have to put in a separate change order to get that fixed. The only thing is that it's not as simple as that. The issues that we have are just the craftsmanship, the caulking, how things are put together, how the red lights were up front. This is all within council. This is all on social media as well. So there's a lot of things that got fixed. There's a lot of things that did not. There is a lot of architect issues that has nothing to do with Rogie General Contractors. Me and Chris doing a walk around today. A couple of months ago, we had that walk through a conversation with the whole issue with us complaining that it's going to leak condensation down the drywall and or on the inside of that same room. Well, we had the condensation, we got the issues with the water, we've also got issues in the attic space above that. And then we've also got issues where our air vents in the ceiling have also got water and condensation coming down as well. That's an architect flaw or an issue with what it was that engineer had designed. So we are going to be stuck with that issue until we get somebody else differently in there. At the time being, it's not causing any harm or foul, but eventually these drywall ceiling tiles, which is the same thing as what we got, they will just fall apart like wet paper. There's humidity issues in there with that. There's humidity at the AC units on one side, and then again, that gear dryers on the other side. Well, their intake vents, just like that, are drawing from the big garage door area. So pretty much where our apparatus is at. So it's pulling in all that humidity, all that air that's not controlled. So we got that issue going on within the smaller control rooms, which would be the washer dryer room, the bathrooms, and then our EMS room, which is where all of our EMS supplies are stored. Other than that, we did the checklist. They fixed majority of the issues that I had on there. The issues with the roofing and the gutters, just the craftsmanship with how they built it, along with the lights out front. That again, it is what it is, according to what Eric with Rogie Contracting had told me. If I don't like the way that it looks, or the public, or anyone else, or city council members don't like it, we have to put in a change order to get somebody else to come up to rip it back down, to fix it, and do it right. It'd be like if I drywalled this back wall here, and you could see all my seams, and they were starting to crack, and I just told you guys, well, it is what it is. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I don't know how or where we went wrong with it, which have you, but
building it.
Yeah. Which have you. So we got some issues there. I'm still kind of confused. Do any of you guys have the documentations on when they're supposed to release the final dollar amount to them? Has not been signed yet. Now, according to Eric with Rogie, our warranty on the building started January 9th of 26. But he said that was when we took ownership of it. We didn't take ownership or put any apparatuses in that building until about April to June of this year. So I'm kind of curious where we went wrong, or if there's something that I'm missing on, something got signed. I know within the last 8 months, I came up here 3-4 times saying, hey, don't sign this, there's issues, there's flaws. And we have 4 months left of that warranty. And we got probably over $30,000 worth of damages and stuff that needs to be addressed.
That was the substantial completion. Substantial completion.
That was the
That
January.
signed in January.
And this July 7th, What was that one?
I don't know what that was. This year?
Yes.
I think July 7th was when they were trying to sign their certificate of completion, and I had denied that and a couple other line items, and I was denied that. Terry was upset that we said no to a lot of things that night. I think that's what that one is.
There was a certificate of completion we had to sign in order to fulfill the IADA grant. That might be what you're talking about.
Okay.
To get reimbursed the USDA, I think.
Yeah.
What was that, $400,000 or $500,000?
It was 500,000.
That was what our vote was on that night.
Correct. But I understand we're holding a $98,000 retainer on the project?
Correct.
Yeah, Terry said that, sorry, my vocabulary. I thought that it was higher or further north than 98,000, according to my last conversation with the city manager. But yeah, that's what's left up on the table still to be paid out. But I just wanted to let you guys know we did the walkthrough. The final walkthrough today, there's still some issues, but.
So on this list here, all these are completed?
Except for a couple of them.
What is not complete?
So the first one, the walk-in door. Brand new. So we only got the door installed. That is on order right now. He's expecting to see that about the first week of September. Next thing on that list of stuff that's not done is if you go down to the fourth one, air dryer. Install the required electrical receptacles for the air dryer. So again, architect issue. So if this pedestal is my air dryer, an air dryer is for to get rid of moisture in the air as it comes off of my air compressor. So this is the air dryer, and on the blueprint or the plans, about 8 foot to the right is where plug-in is at. It's exactly how it was in the plans. I looked at the blueprint, that's what it is. Only issue is my air dryer has 3 foot of cord. So I can't utilize this air dryer for my air compressor without that. It wasn't on Rogie, it was on the architect with the placement of the electrical facilities. Amongst that same line item there with the air dryer, there is no pressure regulator on the air compressor. I don't know why a brand new air compressor didn't come with it. Usually they do. I've bought quite a few of the big ones from Menards, and they usually come with one. So that's also on order. We're expected to be here the first week of September.
What does that have to do with the structure? Say that again. I didn't understand you.
You had asked me what stuff on this list was not completed.
Right.
So that's what I was going through.
Okay, gotcha. I'm following you here. I'm just. Go ahead. Sorry, Brandon.
Yes, sir. The only thing else that wasn't done, the front red lights. It's about middle of the page. Install, repair flashing and apply caulking behind the light fixtures to ensure the watertight seal. I got some updated pictures today. He did caulk them, added more caulking to how it's mounted to the wall, but how the tin work is done and the cockeyedness of the lights that you can see while driving by are not straightened out. Eric with Rogie had stated that was up to the electricians to get fixed.
What I don't understand is they make pre-manufactured blocks to fit over those ridges for lighting fixtures, for any type of fixture.
I've used them before, yeah.
What's that complicated mess that they put on the front of our building?
So basically, the reason why they placed them right there, where they're at, outside of the building, is he was lining them up with the inside lights. That's the only thing he told me today. And then I stated that same question. Well, why couldn't you center it up? I mean, within a couple inches, right there on the center of that rib. So it looks decent. It's a $2 million building. Why would you make it look like a Walmart special? You know what I mean? So I went through rounds with him. Which have you? Next thing on the list is, I don't think I wrote this one on your guys's. The men's bathroom had no lights, breaker is fine, receptacle question mark. So the bathroom has the fancy light switches when you walk in, it automatically turns on. There was a faulty issue with it, so he put a regular, just a flip style switch in it, just to fix it for now, and he ordered another replacement for that. Pressure regulators on order, humidity, gear, yeah. So I have went over the rest of everything else on here.
Don't forget the gutters.
The other thing, there was an FDC fitting, so a fire department fitting for the spigot, which is what we use to fill our trucks up on the inside. The ball valve, if you close it, it's supposed to shut off. Well, it doesn't, and it continues to drip, creating a water spot on the floor, so that has not been fixed yet. He's waiting for that to come in. Gutters, first about gutters. We got gutters that are not draining properly as far as when they're put up, having a little bit of a drain to them. He again told us today that it is what it is. It is what it's going to be. Those were put in according to blueprint. Each of the downspouts on the side of the building in the alleyway are put in according to blueprint and measurements. So
I did do a lot of challenges on that. Yeah. And these other things. So he did state that it is what it is, but he's coming back tomorrow to see if he can realign that, especially that one gutter that's holding the water, the one I took pictures of back in July when you and I were on the roof, right? He's also going to see if he can pick up some guttering so he can just make another exit at that end as well and try and fix that. So he sounded like he's willing to work with us, do these updates too, but there's still quite a bit that needs to be done.
Yep, so there's only, for the most part, not all of it, yeah, because I found a self-tapper screw in the alleyway with my El Camino out there, so. Besides that, all this has been done. I was just relaying exactly what he has stated, so council knows what exactly is going on with it. At this time, I don't think we really need to get anyone else involved at this time. I'm just going to allow Eric to finish doing what he's got on his agenda with the stuff that he has ordered. The rest of it, we're just going to have to do some homework on so we can do it proper versus just last minute and pushing it through to getting paid or getting done, or we're dealing with grants and timelines and stuff like that. So beyond that, water line or any water issues is fixed, roof is fixed. Just need to do some stuff, small things to the guttering. Beyond that, that's all I have for the fire hall update with what's been going on with that. I do have one more question pertaining to the fire hall.
Can I ask you one question? What about that one corner where there's about 25 screws holding it together?
But that's on the gutter. I can answer that.
Did you ask him about that? Did you ask him about that?
Yeah, we were up there. Yep, we were up there this afternoon, and they have a lift. We're up there. I looked at that thing. The thing looks ugly, but there's no functional anything to it. It's just a cover, and it looks ugly. So if it had any kind of water drainage or anything, it's just ugly. And Eric even stated that it's just ugly. That's the worst craftsmanship we've ever seen. So I particularly looked at that, and you can even ask him too. So
Do you know what a bird box is on a house?
What is a bird box?
So as your roof comes down, you got your corners, and you're looking at the side corner of your house where your gutter mounts up. There's always like a triangle, and it's usually kind of funky looking. In a sense, this issue at the fire hall is like bird box. Usually you make one piece, when you bend it, fold it, and you mount it up correctly, to where you don't have 9 million holes and cuts on it. Again, it falls back to the craftsmanship.
yeah, it looks like a rookie did it with no experience.
So that would have nothing to do with the architect.
Architect, no, it's just the trades.
And a lot of what he was saying was architect's issues. So this is definitely something that we could still get fixed, is what you're telling me, correct?
You can, yes, it just depends on what you guys want to do. At this time, I told Eric just to finish what you got. I don't know what other options we got. I mean, I don't know whether I should say you or you guys or the city or the town. I don't know what vocabulary to utilize. Something or somebody has pushed us through to where it got pushed through too fast and a lot of things got looked over. And which have you. And a lot of things got pushed to get paid for and they shouldn't. And a lot of things I don't have knowledge as to why certain things were paid for or pushed through exactly. And I'm trying to make sense of why the city paid for certain things when I know better personally. I know if I screw up putting in, if I did concrete at your house, you're gonna pay me an extra $90,000 to fix my screw. Would you pay me another $98,000 if I refurbish your front of your house and deck and mortar and there was trash, there was Gatorade bottles everywhere, there was trash everywhere, concrete splatter on your building? You know what I mean? It's,
Okay, well, we do have the retainage, so.
right. But what exactly do you guys want me as a superior with the fire hall to do when I keep trying to slow the train down and you guys keep letting the train go?
The train went to station.
That was, a lot of this was done before January 1 of this year.
Right. So.
I don't know.
So Eric, right now, we have to deal what we have to deal with right now, what we're given, and we are trying to do the best that we can right now. So,
This is what was left over.
To answer your question, keep doing what you're doing. Well, you guys, Smiley, Vendor, you're keeping me communicated on this. I'm up there. All we can do is just keep on these contractors to get them done, for sure, and continue letting the rest of the council get these updates. Because unfortunately, all of us can't be out there at the same time unless it's an open meeting, and I can't communicate it to all of them legally. I have to go through the channels and stuff. But keep doing what you're doing.
So what would be the steps in the process to pursuing this gear dryer issue in that gear room? I mean, we fought tooth and nail for like a month and a half here.
Yeah, so on that piece with all the condensation and stuff, we asked Eric to try and come up with a solution on that, right? Everything is just wet, and I personally don't know how to fix that, right? So I've asked Eric, let's find a solution on that. Now, he did state it was a design flaw, so it goes back to the architect on that piece. So that all that dripping from the vents and stuff like that, that's what we're talking about.
Is that an engineer or